Hi Flosstube, happy Monday. I'm back again with another update, because apparently that's what I do now. So I'm still stitching like crazy. My sleep is still suffering from it, but I'm knocking out some of these whips. So my last video was a whip parade, and I showed all of my whips that I have, every project I have started that I'm carrying over into 2023. And I actually eliminated a few of those while I recorded. I chose to not go back to them. After I posted, one more project made it into the abandoned pile, which was, I don't think I've actually even pulled it out of the bin yet. I haven't, but I'm going to abandon it. I know it. It's the really old magazine sampler with the animals around the border, and I'm not going to do it. And one project made it back into the keep pile, so kind of balanced. I'm going to keep the Ink Circles magazine chart that I was doing where the floss kind of blended with the fabric. I really wasn't happy with how much it was blending necessarily, but I still think it'll be fine. So I'm going to keep going on it, or I'm going to keep it in my whip pile and see if I get to it this year. But I did end up doing a count. So after my video, you saw me pull off all of my Q-snaps. I ended up with 23 Q-snaps and 3 hoops. That's insane. Insane. Needless to say, with all of those Q-snaps out of my tote bags, I was able to fit my projects back into my bags a lot easier. So I need to stop leaving Q-snaps on stuff. But anyway, I did do a final count so that, and I made a note on my stitching chart. I have one of those calendar charts where you just color in the day of the month that you stitched, whatever. And I just made a note at the top that I went into 2023 with 79 old whips. So we'll see how many I can get rid of throughout this year. And then obviously I will occasionally start stuff as well. So that, I mean, I will leave 2023 with, I'll figure out the number, but it may include new stuff I started this year. But anyway, I had 2 finishes already, and an almost finish, and then my temperature chart. So my first finish was this Bent Creek Egg of Eggs kit, and I had started this a number of years ago, and I started it, I think, on a road trip, because it's the large 18 count linen where you go over 2, so it's easy to see for a car trip. So I finished it off. However, I will say, the kit says there's beads. And there's supposed to be sprinkled, all of these white things are beads. And there's ecru, pearl cotton for it. I had no beads. There were no beads in this. And there was not enough pearl cotton either. Like, it would not have attached all the beads. It would not have been enough. So I just left them off. I didn't care enough to get some beads, and I think it looks fine. If I had had enough pearl cotton, I may have considered going in and doing a normal cross stitch in those spots. I would not have done French knots, not that many. But I think it looks fine without it. So I'm happy with it. I will get it stretched and use it in the rotating 8x8 frame that I have for the top of the piano, and it has all of my Bent Creek, like right now my Bent Creek Heart of Hearts is in there for Valentine's Day, so this will get swapped out. My second finish was another Bent Creek, another old Bent Creek project, Quaker Easter egg, and I did not use called for colors. I was instead using sulky thread, because you can use just one strand, and I had collected a lot of the sulky threads with Trish at 3 Owl Threads years ago. So I had pulled and started it years ago at a retreat with my mom, and I finally have it finished. I don't know the conversion. I mean, I just pulled random, some variegated and some just pastel floss and colors of thread, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I am not great at choosing random colors, so this was a challenge for me, but I actually asked Brian a couple of times. He helped me kind of with some of the color placement. I used 2 different greens instead of just one, and I'm not happy with how light that turned out. If I had known it would look that light, I would have done this darker green for the big motif and used this lighter green for the very solid stitching of these leaves. But overall, I'm still very happy with it. This must be a fabric flare because it's printed, but I don't know what it is or where I got it. It's just a piece of mystery. Mystery even weave. So that's it for my finishes. For whips, I am all caught up on my temperature tracker for this year. So this was yesterday's flower. Today's will go right here. Nope, that's washing it out now that I got it closer. But I'm very happy with this still. I did have Linda commented and said that my counting was off up in this corner because this top bar is 27 stitches and this bottom one is 26. She is not wrong. If you buy this chart, do not be confused by it because I was baffled. It took me forever when I was stitching these borders, like multiple times of counting to make sure this is 27 stitches. The sides are 26. It is because you can see here there's 3 stitches. In this corner there's 2. It's not a mistake. I looked at the other months. All of the outside corners, because it's 3 by 4, all of the outside corners are 1 smaller. So it's once you see the entire thing, it doesn't look as off. You know, like right now, you can see that it's off. But once it's done, you won't be able to tell because all 4 corners will match. They are slightly smaller than the middle motifs. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And just like the other thing that you can tell, so the outsides are closed. This gap here is closed. It's open down here. So wherever it meets another month is open, but where it meets the border, it's closed off. So it did take me some looking at that when I was stitching this border because it threw me off. I thought my counting was wrong. I thought there was no way that one border would be 27 stitches and the rest would be 26, but it is correct. My last whip is almost a finish. This was from an old magazine chart as well. These were like Father's Day cards or something. And I had used one of the other charts to make a birth announcement for a friend's first son. And I'm going to try to find it. It's right here. So this was, let me turn down the brightness on the screen. This was the one that I did for their first son. It's this plain. And I used the same fabric and everything. So, and it's the same artist. It's the same, it came from the same set of charts. So they coordinate. And they did their first son's room in plains and the second son in boats. So I found this same, it worked very well to have these coordinate. Same fabric, same floss colors and everything. I think it's awesome that they're going to coordinate. So Sam's I did up and down. This is going to be length. I'm going to do fills this way. It'll be longer, but I'm super happy that they coordinate. So all that's left on this, I got all of the rest of the ship. Like, let me show you where I started this yesterday, because I did not have much done. When I finished that Quaker Easter egg, this is what I pulled out, and that's all I had. So I finished the rest of that before I went to bed last night. I have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. So it's almost done. I have a lot of back stitching in here. There's a lot of back stitching that's really going to add some detail. And then I obviously have to chart his name and birth information. But I'm hoping to get all of the back stitching on the design done tonight. And then I can chart, I'll mark the center, and then I'll chart name and birth information, because these patterns are going to a friend and I'm going to see her on Wednesday. So I want to be able to like give them to her when I already am planning on seeing her. So yeah, this is almost done. Hopefully by next video, I will have it complete and framed, and I'll be able to show you the FFO and then hand it off to them. So, in terms of plans, like I said, I'm planning on finishing that. I'm still working on the temperature tracker day by day. I think what I'm going to try to do, because I don't want to, I mean, I've been posting like crazy on Instagram and Facebook, you know, because when I post on Instagram, it automatically posts to my Facebook as well. I don't want to do the temperature tracker every day anymore. It's just too, it floods it too much, and it's just one flower. So I'm probably only going to post that like once a week-ish, something like that. And maybe even slow down on that after a couple more weeks. So my nose is itching like crazy. Outside of that, I do not necessarily have my next whip picked out, what I want to work on. Nothing specific has called to me yet. The 2 Easter eggs are done. I contemplated pulling out, I had shown a whip, and it was on a pink opal fabric, and it was a succulent, like a cactus of some kind. I might pull that out. That kind of called to me yesterday, just because it would be something nice to put out for spring and summer. Part of me wants to keep going with Easter and work on the Bent Creek Easter photo booth that I had. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I had another whip, and I'm not going to bother going to get it. It's in the living room. I forgot that I went to craft night at my friend's the other night, and because the lighting in her house isn't that great, I just took a Mill Hill kit and started this one. So, I mean, I don't even have that much. We started watching a TV show, and I didn't focus very hard. But, so maybe I'll try to get that finished up, since Mill Hills are pretty quick. I do have one gift stitch that I'm still working on and really would like to get done, so maybe I'll do that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel good getting some of these really old projects out of the old whip pile, so that's been nice. I just got some haul today. I waited until after the mail came to film, because I knew that I had like 5 packages coming in the mail, and I knew that some of those were cross stitch. So, oh, hi buddy. Oh, there goes the Romy. Let's see. Well, here is, I had placed an order with Victoria Stitch and Button, and she always sends a needle, which I love. And then I got a thread, like a thread picker, because I always fling my needle across the room when I'm pulling out thread, so I got a Frogger. And then I got one needle minder for a gift, and then I got one for myself. I got Supernatural. I had to. So I got that for myself. I also got an order from come on. These are from Needle Attractions. And now that I open these, I think one of these needle minders I probably already bought a long time ago, but that's fine. It's all right. It's okay. So I purchased Stitch, 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 and a Flamingo, which I'm sure I probably already have, but whatever. And then another Supernatural reference. I had to. This is the episode where Dean dies, like 200 and some days in a row, and it's like Groundhog Day. Sam keeps waking up and Dean dies every day. And then this was a freebie, so thank you very much. Got my Mardi Gras freebie. Ooh, it was stuck together good. I also got a Night Stalker's Calling order in today because addicted. Can't stop. So I purchased, these are my singles. So this is Sally. This was from one of the monthly boxes. It was I'm sure it was a leftover. This is Maze. It's a little bit dark, but it's got some good color variation in there. There's some burgundy. Yeah, I'm happy with it. This is an Oopsie. I don't know what color it was supposed to be, but it's just labeled as an Oopsie on their site. So, I grabbed that. And this is Greek Goddess. Those blues and greens. Oh, it's beautiful. It's even brighter and more vivid in person. And then, I didn't think I had this one yet, so I bought two. It turns out I do already have it, but that's okay. It's called Morticia. This was also from a monthly box. And then I didn't have this one. This is called Scales, and I really liked it, so I ordered two. However, I'm finding that their method for dyeing, which I love the method for dyeing. I'm not disappointed in the way their floss comes out, but the method that they use, the different skeins, even though they're from the same dye lot, are not necessarily always consistent. So these both came from the same dye lot, and to me, they look pretty different. I mean, same colors, but like there's a lot of yellow in this one. There's none in this one. So I like them, but I would suggest if you want to use, and I don't know, I believe the gentleman's name is John. I don't know how he does it, if he will do custom orders, but I would suggest if you have a bigger project that you want to use or that you need multiple skeins, I would suggest reaching out and seeing if he would dye a hank for you, or a larger skein, or whatever, however much you're looking for. I'm wondering if that might get some more consistent, I don't know, it might help. Now these I don't have any intention, I don't have plans for them yet, so I'm not worried about it. Like, I'll just use each skein for two separate projects, but I would suggest that. I also purchased some fabric on Stash Unload. This was a lot. It was a bundle that somebody had posted, so it's just this is a 28 count Monaco. It's just an over dye. And then there was just a little scrap of this. Here's a scrap of some Ada. It looks like maybe like a shaving cream dye. Looks like 18 count. But here is the reason I purchased the bundle, because there were a few fabric flare scraps in there. So I've got this white one with the blue snowflakes, and it's like a blue-gray. And then there's this one, and it has a little bit of sparkle or shine to it. Very subtle silver on top of there. And then this one has silver sparkle running through it too. So I really wanted those 3 scraps just to do some fun little ornament, you know, pieces on. All right, and then please don't sit on the whip. No, kitty, kitty. Oh, Romeo. You turkey. Romeo decided to lay on the birth sampler. That's awesome. I got my next second installment of the Cottage Garden Sampling snowmen. I did sign up for the entire series. I will never stitch this. Nope, not doing it. It's a clown. But I love the first month, and the third month is pretty nice too. The shepherd. So I will see. I'm not sure if I'll stitch it, but it's nice. I purchased 2 pieces of fabric. Shelly from Just Stitching. She posted some fabrics on sale, so I got Mystic Fabrics. This is a 28 Lugana in Winter Solstice. And then I got Picture This Plus 32 count Lugana in Whirlpool. And this was like a 16 by 18. The other one's a 20 by 22. So kind of a little bit off sizes. Sorry, I forgot to take these out of packages. My order from Bestitch Me showed up. I had ordered some ready-to-ship fabrics from Bestitch Me. This is a 32 count linen in Water Nymph. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? There's more yellow in it than I expected, but I love it. I think it's done very well. The color works. And then this is a 32 count linen. This is called Pink Chocolate. This is Pink Chocolate. And this is a 32 count Lugana in Sunstone. This is a nice piece. So those are those 3. I think that's it for fabric. Yes. I also ordered some charts from Top Knot Stitcher. She did a Halloween sale. She did a sale on all Halloween charts. I think it might have been like 20% off, maybe? I don't remember. So I picked up, I just dropped all my PDFs. I had seen this chart. I had seen the Christmas version. They had a Halloween version, so I picked it up. This is Meowster Mash Biscornu, Stitchy Prose. And it's cats, and it's adorable. They're all dressed up for Halloween. And then even though it was not on sale, because I had seen this one a few months ago, I picked up the Merry Meow Miss. So I have the Christmas one too, and it's so cute. I also picked up Manny Didana Witch Spells. Couple little smalls. This is a larger piece. This is Halloween week from Madame Chantilly. Yeah, 201 by 98. Oh, wait. This is 201 by 98 or 140 by 63. Oh, okay. This actually shows, this chart has 2 ways to stitch it. So you've got a couple options. I fell in love with this, but apparently they also show stitching it with just 3 3 jars next to each other, maybe. So I'm going to open this up. And see. Yep. So one chart is completely as charted on the front that I showed you. And the other is charted like the back with the witch and the cat. There's 4 different jars though, so you could obviously take one of those out of the back and replace it with the skull. So this is cool. But I really like that. I'm not sure I had seen that one before. And then I picked up the Quirky Quaker Cauldron because I have some of the other Quirky Quaker Halloween charts. Let me pick up the mess I made. Okay. I purchased some PDFs and I printed them out yesterday. And, okay. This was a freebie. This was from Heart and Hand. Oh, I can't show it because there's no picture. It was from her newsletter though, and it's hearts and it says always. This was a freebie from Erin Elizabeth Designs. Erin Elizabeth Designs and Shannon Christine on Facebook posted the link. This is a freebie from Cherry Hill Stitchery. If you join the Cherry Hill Stitchers group on Facebook, this was in there. That was a sale that they did. This is another freebie from Cherry Hill Stitchery. I found it because I went to the Cherry Hill Facebook group and then followed a link to freebies on the website. So it was a Happy Easter. This does not really have a... Okay, oh, that's not gonna work. This was one I purchased on Etsy after seeing somebody stitch it. I really like that. I like the script. And then Lola Crow had a couple of new charts that I had to get. This was one of the new ones. Oh, dang it. I'm dropping things. I put them in these sheet protectors and then they all get really slippery and fall all over. So I've got the Ghostly Valentine. And then this one just released, Crows in Love. And then I went ahead and got 2 more of the Cryptid Valentine charts so that I can do kind of a spooky Valentine display someday. And then I purchased this. I am thinking I'm not going to stitch this love part because that's a lot of solid stitching, but I love these flamingos and the colors. So this may just disappear and then I'll kind of like fudge the ferns and stuff to extend to the end of the tail. Kind of my thought. I don't know. It's a bigger one. It's 105 by 105. Well, it's not as big as I thought, I guess. It looks like it's stitched over 1. Oh, but it's on it is written for 14 count Ada. But yeah, so we'll see what I do with that. And then these were old purchases that I finally had to get them printed off of my iPad. So when I filmed my Whip Parade, it was filmed in 3 videos and I had to piece them together and make a movie with it, and my iPad was running out of storage, so I had to make this video, I had to delete a whole bunch of files. Well, a lot of stuff on there was old PDFs that I had never printed. Well, I finally figured out printing to our wireless printer with my iPad. So I printed out some of the charts to make space. So I've got the Blackwork Pikachu that I need to do for Ethan. I've got, maybe I'll do this one next. Stitchy Box had done Quaker Cakes by Ari TM, and Ari actually charted some of these or redid them completely. I'm not sure, but she released these charts, you know, after the fact. And I did January for my mom because her birthday's in January. And then for myself, I bought February, October, and December just because of the holidays. I wasn't a huge fan of the rest. So I've got February, October, and December. And I probably will maybe try to turn this into a snowflake or something. I don't know. I mean, I just don't need a menorah on mine because I'm not Jewish. Frosted pumpkin. I had a couple of charts on my iPad that I didn't realize I owned, so now I have the Don't Get Your Tinsel in a Tangle. And then this is another frosted pumpkin. This is Ghouls Just Want to Have Fun. This does not have a cover photo. It's called Christmas Balls. I don't even know where it's from. I'm sure I got it on Etsy, but I don't have I don't have a name or anything. And then one more frosted pumpkin, and it's Legendary Friends. I gotta stitch that for Ellery because it's adorable. So that's it. That is everything. I shared my whips, my finishes, my haul. My haul wasn't that huge. Doing pretty good. I do have to run to Joann today to see if they have the December issue of Cross Stitcher magazine yet, because I still haven't found it at Barnes & Noble. We're getting close to February, so I'm hoping that Joann has it by now, but I know it is always delayed because it comes from the UK, so I don't know. We'll see. I will check Joann later today. Lori and I are both waiting for it. Other than that, I'm planning on Wednesday, I'm going to get that poinsettia piece sent out to Jill Renzel, so I'm super excited about that. And that'll be, you know, out the door. I'm going to get that birth one finished up and framed, and then I actually just sent 6? I think I sent 6 pieces to Artie. She does some finishing. Let's see if I can find on Facebook. She's here in Michigan. She's up in the UP of Michigan. Vintage Stitcher. She does a January special on ornament finishing, and does them for, I think it was half price, $10. So I went through my bin and I found 6 that I'd like to have finished, and I have the capability of finishing all of my stuff, but I do not have the time to get to all of them. So I thought, hey, I'll send a few her way. It's somebody else doing them, so there's a little bit of variety compared to my own finishing techniques. See what she comes up with. So I sent two patriotic ones, and they're the little Barbara Anna, one's a cat and one's a mouse in the teacup. I sent, it was a Riolis kit for a bat hanging upside down with a pumpkin and vines. I sent a JBW design for an Easter egg. I sent a Christmas tree that had like a lot of kind of like specialty stitches type stuff. And it was a Stitchy Box chart originally. And I sent a Valentine mouse. Is that all of them? 2, 3, 4. I feel like I'm missing one, but maybe not. But anyway, so I mailed those today. I picked out fabric for backing from my stash for 5 of the 6, and one of them I did not find a fabric in my own stash that I was happy with. So we'll see what Artie comes up with. So I'm excited for that. Yeah. And then I'd like to get those that one Easter egg, especially the Bent Creek, the egg of eggs, stretched on mat board so I can swap it into the frame for this season. And we'll see if I get around to finishing anything else before decorating for Easter. So I hope you guys are all having a good time stitching and getting a lot of stuff done. I had a couple people comment on my whip parade that it was inspiration to them to go through some of their whips and change up how they're doing their stitching. So thank you. I'm glad that I could kind of give you that little inspiration, and I will look forward to seeing you all back in another week or two. I don't know. We'll see how the stitching goes and what I keep up with and what I've got to share. So have a good Monday.